go. Everyone, welcome to a live
We are live.
Welcome to a live episode from two states. Beers, bands, and guitars with Barnes. I got a very, very special guest today. Quentin Brooker, high school classmate of mine, fellow attorney. Say what's up, everyone, Quentin.
Hey, how's everyone doing? I appreciate everybody joining us. I'm with my buddy, longtime friend, Tom Barnes, high school classmate, section mate, and also colleague in the practice of law.
Yeah, D1 through A1, 4 years.
That is correct, man.
I just can't remember all the homeroom teachers.
Well, you know what?
If I thought about it, I could do it.
I was thinking about that this morning. So we had Duffy. Mr. Duffy was D1.
Right. D1. Was it Dever C1?
Oh, I don't remember.
Dever? I think he might have been C1.
Okay.
Miss LaGrady was without a doubt B1 junior year.
Yep, that's correct.
And I don't know who senior year was.
Man, I forgot. I'm be honest, I totally forgot.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what I wanted to ask you, man? Where have you seen George Bannon? Didn't you go to grade school with him?
No, George Bannon is a Fairmount kid. I didn't go to grade school with him, but he was from the area. He was from Fairmount.
Okay. What happened?
He's on Facebook.
Okay, yeah. He was one of the first.
I think he served in the military for a little while, and then he's friends with Tom Bannon. I mean, not Tom Barker.
Yeah, Tommy Barker. Yeah.
Yeah, he was the that was accurate. They all went to St. Franny X.
That's right.
Larry Pettit. Larry Pettit actually lives in Texas now. I'm not sure where in Texas, but he's in Texas.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
I'll have to tag this video and send it to him and see where he's at. Have him reach out to you. He's definitely in Texas. He just moved.
Man, yeah, absolutely. I love to holler at him, man. I was thinking a lot about just our class, you know, since we said we were going to do this, and I'm excited to come in and enjoy a nice Texas brew with you today. But I was thinking a lot about our classmates, and George Bannon just stepped into my head because I remember like freshman year, he had a broken wrist, and he was like, "Yeah, man, I'm a try out for quarterback." I was like, "George, you have a broken wrist, bro. How are you going to throw the ball?" He was like, "I don't care. I'm still going to try." And he went out there and he tried too, with a big old cast on his wrist. I was just thinking about that. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, I remember he used to flex his muscles in freshman year in the stands. His biceps.
Yeah, sure did, man. So yeah, man, let's talk about this brew. Tom, what do you know about Shiner Bock?
I know they're from Texas, and I like Bock beers. I've been on record. I love Bock beers. Yeah. I haven't had this one. I haven't had a Shiner Bock in a while, but I know it's going to be a darker beer because the Bocks are all dark.
Yeah.
What's this coming in at ABV? What's the percentage in this one? Is this one that knocks you in your ass, or is this
I don't think so. No, I think it's low. To be honest with you, because it's sweet. It's a sweet drink for the most part. They call it sweet, I guess, as a beer drinker. I don't remember.
Where's Shiner, Texas, in relation to you?
You know what? It's a few hours away. I remember driving through and seeing it a few times. But yeah, it's a few hours away. This beer is over 100 years old. I think the company was founded in like 1909, but the brewery opened in like 1913. Okay. So yeah, they've been around for a while. Of course, there's a lot. I learned when I moved here that there's a lot of German history. A lot of German immigrants came here to take advantage of the Homestead Acts and all of that. And it was a German family that brewed this beer because they wanted something to remind them of home.
There you go. And there's an ongoing debate: who brews the better beer? Is it the Germans or is it the Belgians?
Right.
I go back and forth. I had some really good German beers, and I had some really good Belgian beers. So it's like a toss up.
Yeah, I prefer the German beers. The Belgian beers, a lot of times, they're like real malty for some reason, and just not really my thing. Whenever I get them, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, this must be a Belgian. But in fact, I have some in the fridge right now called it's a blonde though, so I didn't think it was going to have that real heavy taste, but it did, and I didn't even finish the 6-pack. I got like 2 left. But
get there eventually. The home
yeah,
opener that's going to be on TV that we can't go in person for the Eagles.
I know. Hey man, let's check this out, man. I've been waiting to crack. I haven't had and confession time. I haven't drank beer all year, man.
All year.
All
I
year.
can't say the same thing, unfortunately.
Yeah, I've noticed on your page.
I've been reviewing weekly since I think April 30th. Just gave me something to do during that COVID shutdown because I was going crazy.
I feel you, but
I saw everyone doing pizza reviews. I was like, do something that people like. Everyone loves beer.
oh no, I'm in.
I like it. See, got that nice dark color to it.
Oh yeah. All right, yo.
Pour it in my Roman glass and let's see. Nice smell. I like it. Well, cheers from across the states.
All the way across from Texas, all the way over to the coast. Here we go. Oh yeah.
Nice. That is
Yep.
nice.
What you think, Tom?
Smooth. Nice and smooth. Not a bitter aftertaste. I'm gonna go 7.8. I think this gets a 7.8. This is a solid beer. And this is the only Shiner Buck I have. I know you're telling me there's a couple other ones. I'm about to go check them out.
Yeah, they have a few others. This one I understand was really supposed to be a seasonal beer, but people liked it so much they wanted to get it year round.
Yeah, traditionally the box came out like in springtime. They were using all the hops that they were like growing through the winters. That's what I think. Don't quote me on it. Got you.
I don't know. I got to go a little higher than 7 on this. For me, because I like a clean taste. I like something that's refreshing. I don't really love the heavy taste, the heavy aftertaste of beers, but this is nice and clean. It's to the point. I can sit here and probably drink this whole 6-pack and think about it later on because the taste is so easy on my palate. So I enjoy it. I enjoy it with food as well. Something heavy to go with it, maybe a hamburger or some Tex-Mex or something. But no, I love it. I love it. There's actually another one called Ziegenbach that's similar, and they serve it real cold down here. It is delicious, but Shiner,
hot out there, I guess, right?
you can't go wrong with these.
Yeah, I think a 7.8 is a solid score, but like everything you said that definitely justifies a higher score on your end. But this was good. This was a good beer.
Yeah, I'm glad you like it, man. So we were talking about our classmates, right?
Yeah.
Man, so I'm gonna throw some names out, and I'm sorry because I don't know where these are, but I don't know if you've seen them around. Marty Costello, remember Marty?
I remember Marty. I don't know where Marty's at now, but I do remember. I think I might have had a couple of communications with him on Facebook, a couple back and forth, with another like mutual friends post.
Yeah.
I think he was friends with like Randy Bose and Buddy Cram and all them guys.
Yeah. He played football and good guy. I think I saw him working a few years after we had been out. We had been out for maybe 4 or 5 years. I saw him working on the boulevard, and that was the last I saw him, man. Just Roman was a interesting experience. For those of you that don't know, Roman Catholic High School for Boys, as I understand it, was the first free Catholic high school for boys in the country. Later on, it stopped being free, but it wasn't the first Catholic high school for boys, but it was the first free Catholic high school for boys, founded in 1890. And that's where Tommy and I went, class of 1995. And it's very interesting because the school is located right in the middle of Philadelphia, right at Center City, Philadelphia. So
you can't get any more center. It's like right there, drop dead right in the middle, Center City.
Right there, right on Broad Street, right before you get to Center City. And as a result, we weren't subject to the geographic restrictions like the other high schools.
Yeah.
So you could belong to any neighborhood in Philly, and if you got accepted, you could go to Roman.
And I ain't gonna lie to you, that's one of the reasons why I went there. Because I remember when I was in grade school, and I get my balls busted all the time because everyone would have been North Catholic.
Correct.
And I have nothing against any of my North Catholic friends. I love them all, but I didn't want to go to grade school. I didn't want to go to grade school again in high school. I want to go meet some new people. I'm like a social dude. I don't know. I think I'm a social person. I'm glad I went to Roman. I still talk to a majority of the people we went to school with. Jesus Christ. I was out talking to Lateef Schofield a couple of times about like workout routines. He's on Facebook.
Yeah.
It's like crazy. Like this Facebook, it sucks in some ways, but it's good in some ways. It lets you stay in touch with people. You know what I mean?
No doubt about it, man.
It could certainly be the goddamn devil. Let me tell you.
Well, some of the folks that we've had a chance to talk to, I mean, I hadn't spoken to them in 10, 15, 20 years. But as a result of Facebook and, other forms of social media, you get to keep in contact. So for that reason,
were you at the last reunion? The one we had down at 7th Street, 7th and Market? Did you make that one?
I did not, man. I did not. I haven't been back at all.
That was a good turnout. And I think we were supposed to plan something for the 25th. I think it's our 25th year now. It's coming up now, right? It's this year.
It is.
But the COVID shit got in the way. But
right.
We had a good time the 20th. Real good
time. Man. I really wanted to come through too, but I just could not. And we just got to do it.
That's when I found out you were a lawyer. I was like, oh shit, gotta reach out to him.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's it was a crazy path, but ultimately I got there. If you would have told me when we were in high school that I was going to go to law school, I would not have believed you. That was not something I was thinking about when I was in high school. It really wasn't.
I thought about it, but then I didn't. Then I put it to the back burner. And then when I got to work, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. I was actually going to go in the Air Force. I got accepted in the OCS. I had a ship date and everything. It was April 2001. I was like,
wow.
And then they told me my job. I was like, yeah, I'm not going to live in the middle of the mountains. No way. They want to be a space and missiles officer in the middle of fucking Idaho. No thanks. But then I felt like a chump because I backed out and then 9/11 happened. I would have been like right in the mix, but who knows? I could have been dead. You know what I mean? My ship was April 2nd or 3rd of 2001. I was supposed to report to Alabama for the first week of OCS school, and I probably told them in March. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do it. I'm going to pursue my law school dream. And then I got accepted into Cooley, and I went in 2003. That started in May.
Yeah.
As soon as they told me I'm in, I was like, I'll be out there. We drove out and then graduated in December of 2005.
Wow. So, but you went to Temple for undergrad, right?
Yeah, I went to textile for my first 2 years, then I switched over to Temple. I was getting sick. I was getting sick of getting put in the debt.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I was there with Mike Ford. Mike Ford was playing basketball.
Okay.
Mike Ford and Nick Agavino. He was a soccer player.
Yeah.
At textile.
Man, do you know I forgot about that school?
And Kevin O'Connor. Remember Kevin O'Connor? He was there at textile as well.
Wow. Yeah, man. I was where I grew up is like literally smack dab in the middle of Temple University. So I was not going there because it's like just like you with North Catholic. Like I'm not going back to college somewhere where I basically spent my entire childhood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It was crazy.
Yeah, but
and then I found out your boys with James Lee, my fellow law school classmate.
Small world. I met James in 1999 when we both were still in school. He was in college at Cheney, and we've been friends ever since, man. There's a few lawyers that are practicing here with me in Houston that either graduated a year after you or maybe even with you, and then one for sure a couple of years after you, actually, that I share an office with. Her name is Alicia Jones. She was out there. Gosh, I guess she finished in 2008 or so.
I was with my school. I mean, we got a bad reputation now because of that retard Michael Cohen. But the school, it's a good school. They let a lot of people in, but they don't let you out.
Yeah.
You get out of that school, you did what you were supposed to do.
Yeah, I heard it. I heard it's tough, man. And big classes too, from what I understand.
Yeah, big classes, and then 13 weeks later, they were like cut in half. The attrition rate was atrocious. You're like, oh my God. I remember that first year, I met a kid. He goes, yeah, I got all zeros. I got a 0.1 GPA. I'm like, dude, you got to try to get a 0.1 GPA. Like, you got to try. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, he was proud of it. I was like, I'm here to pass, get a degree. You're like, you're happy about failing out. You got to be kidding me.
Yeah, he was wasting time and money and taking somebody else's spot.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, man. Law school is interesting. I like the fact that my school was traditional in that we did Socratic method. You know, you take your big test at the end of the term or whatever. We had something called the curve,
Yeah.
and no matter what, yeah, because I know you guys had something similar. No matter what your score is, if you were at the bottom, no matter
Yeah.
what that was, then you were subject to the curve, and so
Yeah.
the curve will get everybody in first year, and we lost a bunch. We lost a bunch of folks our first year too, and that was just to me that was a non-option. I put all my cards on the table to go to law school, man. So
Yeah.
I had to make it work.
When I got out, I was like, when I was taking the bar exam, I was like, I am not taking this test twice.
Oh yeah, yeah.
No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So I took Jersey, PA, passed them both. I
That's
just hunkered down, do what you got to do.
yeah, yeah.
What
I
is
mean, so man, that first year was hard for me, bro. Like it wasn't until maybe October when it started to make a little bit of sense, like just what I need to do to get prepared. You know what I mean? Because bruh, I had a teacher that was speaking some language. I think it was English. I don't know what the hell he was
Yeah.
talking about. And it took a while. And then finally I went to visit with him. And in fact, he taught the easiest class. He taught criminal law. You know, that's easy when you look at it today, right?
Yeah.
And, but the way he communicated, it was difficult for me. And I went to ask him. I said, you know, what do I need to do to do better in your class? And he was like, you're not doing the mental exercise. I didn't know what that meant. Like, what do you mean mental exercise? Like, what is that? But I think what he was saying, because even today I still don't know, but what I think he was saying was to basically do the analysis step by step. Don't just look at the answers and think you can guess the answers or this sounds right. No, do the analysis. You know what I mean? And he told me that, and it kind of clicked a little bit for me after that. But it was an interesting experience, man. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, it pays off. And you'll crack up laughing. I did the same exact shit I did in high school with the black marble copybooks. I didn't do anything different. I had you would have thought I was in Roman for 4 years. Black
Wow.
copybooks, the folders. People looked at me like I was insane. I was like,
Yeah.
it works. It works.
Yeah.
You sit, you take your notes, you read, do what you gotta do, and then go from there. But yeah,
Hey,
it
man,
was definitely fun.
let me
Now I
ask.
get to help some people out. It's even better.
Oh yeah, I mean that's the best part, and it's like you see a lot of young lawyers come in after you, or a lot of folks that want to go to law school, and all of the mistakes I made, I just tell them, hey, this is what you got to do, because I had no idea what I was getting myself into. Had my MBA or finished my MBA as I was going into law school, and I graduated with a 3.7. So I'm like, law school, whatever, it's gonna be a piece of cake.
Joke. Be a
Nah,
jerk.
nah, no, it was different. So I just try to tell folks, man, hey, you got to apply yourself. You got to study. You got to work. You got to practice. This is no joke.
Yeah, it's like everything in life. Nothing's handed to you. Nothing.
Nothing at all, man. But I wanted to ask you about Roman, man. So, like, it's an interesting dynamic when you take all of these kids from all over the city, all different walks of life. I mean, we had folks from Jersey in our class. We had folks from, like you said, Fairmount, Northeast, South Philly, North Philly, West Oakland. I mean, everywhere.
Kensington.
I mean, literally everywhere. And you put them all in this one place. The only school in the city like that. How was your experience? How did you feel about that? Like meeting folks? Because I remember hearing about neighborhoods that I had never heard of. And like guys were like, yeah, I'm from, for example, they would talk about Roxborough and East Falls. And I'm like, East Falls? What's that? Like, I had no idea what that even was. There was like a beef between the folks from East Falls and Roxborough. And I was like, this is crazy. How was it for you? How did you kind of adapt?
Well, when I was growing up, we were like the neighborhood beefs were between like Sion and Fishtown and Cahox. That was like our three things. And then got to high school, found out about Fairmount. So
yeah,
people from Fairmount, oh yeah, you Sion pussies or something like that, which is nuts. But I actually enjoyed going to the school and then meeting people from like Juniata, Fairmount, Roxborough, East Falls, and then hanging out with all of them. I mean, Jesus Christ, I went to parties in the Northeast with Pete Angelone, one of the guys in our classes.
Yeah.
Bannon from Fairmount, Silk from Roxborough. Like, I was going all over. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And then we had, I think Albano was like a real far Northeast guy. I can't remember. But, like, dude, I thought it was great. If I could recommend to people, like, gotta branch out and meet as many people as you can, because you only get to do it once.
That's
you know
correct.
What I mean? That's the way I look at it. And I'm glad that I got to go to Rome, to be honest with you, because I still talk to people that I still would have talked to people I went to grade school with now, but now I get to talk to more people.
Yeah.
And it enabled me to meet more people. You know what I mean? I'm still friends with today. Like, I met one of my best friends. His brothers went to North, and they're my age, and this kid's like 15 years older than me. You know what I mean? But I'm still friends with him. He's like one of my best friends.
Right.
But it's like great, different neighborhoods. I thought it was like, it's like a melting pot.
It is.
And I thought it was unbelievable. The fights sometimes were stupid, but what are you gonna do? That's high school. You're growing. You know what I mean? You gotta go through it.
Right. Yeah, I thought that was the best part too. And you know, the other thing, Tom, that was so interesting to me, I was a little wary about the all boys thing, right? I wasn't really all that excited about that, but I'm gonna say this: by like the third or fourth week, I was good, and I got it. Like, it made sense. Man, we'd be in there talking about sports. We read the daily news every day. Like, it was like brotherhood. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I think I wore a sweater that I didn't wash for 2 years and didn't give a shit. You know what I mean? I think I just threw it in my locker and just took it on, put it on. It was great.
Correct.
If you're in a school with girls, like, oh man, I gotta comb my hair, I gotta look
No
good, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. Yeah, I didn't give a shit about any of that.
It was awesome. No pressure at all. Like, we didn't even care. It's just like you could just be a guy and just be, you know, whatever, a jock or
we could talk about how hot Miss Amato was. Like,
I mean, well, she was about the only thing we had to look at.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly. So we had no options.
Gosh, man, it was crazy.
That crazy. What was that one? We used to bust our stones from the Archie show. Deckman,
Mrs. Deckman. Mrs. Deckman. Yeah, man. You had her. You had Miss Amato, and I think there was like one or two other ladies. And that
was the. I don't know what St. Joe's University was thinking when they put that math teacher in Rome, and she was like a student teacher, and like teaching like a junior class of like.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
She was like a little short, like Italian girl. She was.
Oh my God.
She was good looking. I was like, what are they thinking? Putting her into a room with 16 and 17-year-old kids.
That was the lion's den right there. I mean,
she had to get tortured. Had to have.
Yeah. There was just, oh my gosh, man. It's just so much stuff. And really, it helped with a lot of my development, just going from boyhood to manhood and meeting folks from all over. You know what I'm saying? Some really good guys, and just hearing how people think, how they approach things, and what their opinions are. I agree. It was awesome, man. I think
it helped me out big time. Believe me. Like, I can go anywhere to this day, and I don't care if I'm by myself. I can go out, meet someone, and I'm good. You know what I mean? Like, my first week of law school, because like, we don't know, I'm not going out. I'm like, what? Go out. Let's go. We got to talk to people, see what's going on. How else you gonna do it?
Yeah.
Like, these kids thought I was nuts, but it's like, hey, you're not nuts. You're being human.
Right.
You gotta communicate, have fun, be a social person. That's what we are.
You have to, man.
And Roman helped.
It definitely did. I mean, some of the discussions, and I just learned a lot about people, man. I learned a lot about people there, and also about school pride. There's definitely a long tradition of things at the school that you can hold on,
and they're still going on.
That are still going on. I mean,
that talks. I will. You'll crack up at this, and I hope Randy Bose is listening. We were doing like messing around, writing a screenplay one time, like in junior year, senior year. And Randy Bose had you and Dante Banks in it, and there was an argument you two were having about Move.
Oh wow!
I don't know if you remember this, but dude, Bose had you two going back and forth like this, like made up screenplay, but it was actually an argument you two were having in our homeroom one day. Like, you were it was so goddamn funny. I had tears going down my cheeks reading what he wrote, and it was all shit because I remember it. I'm like, this happens. Like you
Wow.
and Dante were going back and forth about neighborhoods, about what was happening. He's like, what? This happened? It was crazy.
Wow.
I don't know if you remember it. You know what I mean?
I would have loved to read that, man. Yeah. I remember that.
I hope he finds it, dude, because it was unreal.
Yeah,
And
I
he
remember
wasn't
that.
throwing anyone under the bus. It was all based off of a discussion that was going on in our homeroom one day. It was so funny, man.
Wow.
You remember Dante Banks? I was like your main man in high school.
Yeah, that was my dude, man. And in fact, I was talking to Terrence Guest. I talked to him. He's in Charlotte now.
Yeah, I sent him a message about he posted about Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae, and I was like, yeah, how I think they're scams.
Yeah, yeah. He was telling me that he had talked to Don a few months ago or something like that. So Don is doing pretty good. But yeah, man, I remember that conversation. I remember that. That is stuff like that, man. You just can't.
You can't make it up.
You can't. I mean, like literally the first day of school, Jason Bushio, and I hope he's doing well, his family and him, because he had a brother also. Did his brother go to Roman? Or did his brother? Yeah, his brother went to Roman too. He was one of my good friends, and he was from Roxborough. First day of school, he's sitting next to me on my right, and he's like, "Hey, man, I'm Jason." I'm like, "Hey, how you doing?" And he's like, "Hey, man, your hair." And he like put his hand in my hair. I was like, "Yo, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing?" He was like, "Oh, man, I just wanted to touch it." And I didn't know how to feel about that. I was just like, I don't even know you, dude. Like, we don't just touch each other's hair. But
yeah.
it was that sort of thing that, like, it showed you, like, we were so curious about folks from other.
Didn't you have the Gumby Fro freshman year?
I did. And he just wanted to touch it. You know what I'm saying? So it just kind of showed you, like, people from different areas. Hey, man, we're just curious. Let's have a conversation. So those sorts of things, man. And then you learn. And I can tell you, Jason, he's one of the few guys that I actually went to his house, had dinner at his house with his family. You know what I mean? So that type of stuff, man, that was invaluable. That was really, really important, man. Because
I remember Bushio. He was a Roxborough dude, right?
Yep, he's from Roxborough. Yep. And he had a brother who was like 2 years younger than he, and he came behind us at Roman as well. Good guy, man. Great guy.
I remember being at Roman was Ryan Kane.
Oh my gosh. Yo, I see him on Facebook all the time, man. That
He's
dude
doing good now. Hasn't drank in like 2 years.
That's awesome.
He's doing good.
That's what I understand, man. That's good. Yeah, Ryan Kane. Ryan was from Fairmount too, wasn't he?
No, Ryan was a Fishtowner.
Oh, he's from Fishtown. Okay.
He played soccer. His dad was the coach.
He did. Yeah, man. We had some characters. We had some characters in our class. It's crazy.
My favorite is Atkinson.
I
don't remember his first name, but
John Atkinson.
That dude just came to school one day, did something. The next day, never came back.
Yeah, man. He was he played a little basketball too. So we again homeroom, that AB connection, right?
Yeah.
So he was in our homeroom, and I remember. Oh, you know what? I know who. Wait a minute. We had Mr. Toner for biology.
I had Dietz. Dietz was my biology teacher.
Oh, you had Dietz for biology? Yeah.
Remember he had the friggin' alligator in his room?
Yeah, I remember.
Dude, to this day, I've never failed a class in my life, ever. I failed biology sophomore year with that guy.
Wow.
It's because I was slacking off.
Yeah. He was no joke. I had him in senior year for environmental science, and I thought it was like a walkthrough class or whatever. But of course, he took it seriously. And then there was an 8th period too. It was so bad. But I remember
your class.
Yeah. But yeah, Atkinson, he sat next to me in Toner's class. So that's how we did a lot of talking and stuff as well.
I remember that he was at that one of those intermittent basketball things, and then next day he never came back.
Well, what happened? I don't remember. Do you remember what happened?
I think it's when he went over to his backpack, And he allegedly pulled something out and put it to someone's head and said, "You ever do that to me again, something's
Wow.
going to happen." And then
I
someone
yeah.
dunked on him, someone dunked on him, and he didn't like it.
Wow. Yeah, I hadn't heard that, but it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, I
Our
remember.
school's nuts, man.
Well, freshman year, a guy that everybody loved. I'm not going to say any names because there's some stuff, but he was a senior when we were freshmen. Top student. Everybody loved him. Man, he opened up his locker and showed me some stuff in his locker. I was like, what? Yeah, man.
Be away from here.
It was bagged up. I was like, you have got to be kidding. I mean, I couldn't believe it because he was like the golden boy.
Yeah.
He had stuff in his locker, man, that I wouldn't have in my locker. You know what I mean? Yeah,
I had dirty sweaters in my locker and a few books. That was about it.
Yeah, balled up coat or something. Yeah, man. Roman was crazy. Roman was crazy, man. But it was, I thought it was an awesome experience. I really did.
I enjoyed it. I remember getting books thrown at me by Ranzo, sleeping in class. But it was great.
God. Ranzo. He taught theology.
Yeah, he was a theology guy.
I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know any
Shanahan just retired.
Wow, just retired?
Yeah, like recently. I think it might have been this year or last year.
Huh.
Like there was an article in the paper about him and all.
Oh, that's good. That's well deserved. It's well deserved.
Then we had Mr. Murphy, the big the Chippendale teacher.
Yeah, yeah. Do you remember Mr. Vendetti?
Mr. Vendetti, yes, I do.
Oh my gosh.
He's got a special place in my world because in high school I started learning the guitar sophomore year, but then I quit, and I recently picked it back up about 18 months ago. And I talked to Tim Golden. He's another classmate of ours. I'm like, yeah, I went to Vendetti a couple of times for lessons. I should have stuck with it. It's like it's the one thing I regret is quitting.
Yeah.
Like I enjoy it so much. I've been picking it up every day since like January 2019. I mean, I'm by no means am I good, but I'm getting better every day. But if I would have stuck with it with Vendetti, it was awesome. And he was the guy who was teaching us. He was teaching kids. He taught a bunch of kids. He taught Timmy Golden. He taught Timmy Golden's brother. And he was, I remember him. He was a little goofy, but I remember Vendetti.
Yeah, he was unique. He would, because he taught theology as well. Actually, I'm gonna be honest, Tom. He was very influential to me, man. Like he made me look at some things differently. He when he started talk, this is how he came at us, and I think this was like sixth period. It was late in the day, right? He said, "So what do you guys want to see? I got two movies. What do you guys want to see? Do you want to watch an abortion, or do you want to watch an exorcism?" So like everybody was like exorcism, right?
Yeah, exorcism.
So we watched the exorcism. It was kind of corny, you know what I'm saying? Then the next week was like, hey man, I got one more. You got the abortion. And before we watched it, he asked the question. He said, how many of you pro-life? So many people raised their hand. Then he says, how many of you are pro-choice? So many people raised their hand. And I had a particular view going in and I had a particular view coming out. But nevertheless, man, he showed us that documentary of a real live abortion. And it changed me. I was like, whoa, that is
shit I don't need to say.
Whew, bruh. And you know what? As a result of that, I was very open to his teaching, his advice. He was just a good-hearted dude, man, to be honest with you. He was a real good-hearted instructor. And,
I liked him, and then I can't remember his name, but he taught physical science when we were freshmen. I think it was Duffy.
Yeah, Duffy.
Yeah, he's the one. Like he was yelling at me senior year because if I wasn't an asshole as a freshman, I could have been getting diocesan scholarship shit as a senior. But I was a dickhead freshman year. I didn't care, Yeah. But he's the one that got me the most because thinking I could do the school stuff. You know what I mean? That's my teacher. Duffy. Dietz was good. I like Dever too. Dever was cool.
Yeah.
He's a lawyer in the city. I don't know what firm, but he's a lawyer in Philadelphia. He went to the prep.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I remember delivering something to him when I was in college working, and he was there. He was a lawyer in the city. It was a big firm too. I just can't remember the name of the firm.
Wow. Yeah, probably the most influential teachers for me. Definitely Vendetti was very influential. Duffy was influential too because he was very detail oriented.
And
He
it was hard
from us. Yeah,
Yeah, Miss Ward. Miss Ward's probably my ultimate. Miss Ward. She was crazy.
Miss Ward.
She got me.
I got a special bond with her because she actually went to my grade school, and
okay.
she taught a few things. We had her for English, I believe.
Yeah, English.
Yeah, she taught me a few things that I never forgot. Even though she wasn't with us long, she was excellent.
She taught me about the funerals and shit. About when you walk up, what are you supposed to say? She's like, you walk up, you shake their hand, web to web. I'm sorry for your loss. This was an English teacher.
Yeah,
you know
she was. I mean? You remember also her son was in our class. Remember that?
Oh, was he? No, I don't remember that.
Yeah, man. That was a little well-known secret. See, he was in our English class, and it was real weird energy between them. But we found out that was her son. He came like probably junior year.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Like that. He didn't start out with us. Yeah, he didn't start out with us, but that was her son. Her son was class of '95 with us.
Her one book almost made my top 10 books that I did the Dubliners, but it was wasn't really a book. It was like a collection of shit. You know what I mean?
That book.
I read that 100 times because of her.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, I hated that
Trying
book.
to figure it out.
Yeah, it was just. I mean, she explained what she thought it was about. I mean, she told us, it was about.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out for myself. I had read that at least 9 times. I still don't fucking know what it's talking about.
She said it was about sexual frustration. Now, I didn't get that.
Yeah, I still don't get it.
I didn't get that. But what I remember is them eating wood chips. Like they were hungry and they cut up wood chips and put it
crazy.
in. I'm like, yeah.
Black pictures going to fairs and shit. I'm like, what the fuck?
I know. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But oh gosh, who was our literature teacher? He was a younger guy. He had us reading like Pygmalion and
oh yeah.
God, that might have been senior year. Young.
Dever was young. Dever was real young. Poitomani, maybe? No, not Poitomani.
Nah, it wasn't. Damn sure wasn't Poitomani.
Was it that small guy?
It might have been. I don't remember his name. I remember I had class with him like in the basement.
Yeah, was it Pennsylvania? Because I do remember reading Pygmalion in there.
It was not. Well, we didn't. I didn't do well with Pennsylvania. No, it wasn't him. I think it might have been Dever. You said Dever's a lawyer?
Yeah, he's a lawyer now. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it might have been him. I need to look at my yearbook, which I have actually right over here. I need to pull them out. Close that door.
I remember Joe Ferrero only because he was a
geometry
guy at our school.
Yeah, Mr. Ferrero. Remember he used all the chalk. He would have all these color chalks on his hand and stuff. Yeah, man.
Chalk in his hand. He was at Marvin Harrison's Hall of Fame induction.
Oh, was he?
There in the audience.
Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, it was awesome. We had a good school. We're lucky, believe me.
Yeah, we are. We are, man. We are. Yeah, man. So Shinerbach, above average in Tom Barnes's book.
Yep, 7, 8, and
yeah, I'm at an 8. I'm at an 8 on Shiner. It's one of my favorites. When I was really drinking beers like that, I would get it every once in a while. I like a lot of craft stuff. I like to try different things, but Shiner is a staple down here.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Full disclosure, I was supposed to do a beer from Ireland last night, but I forgot I had all this going on. So tomorrow I got a good review coming on. You'll enjoy this beer.
Okay.
It's a crisp lager from Ireland.
All right.
It's the real shit too, not the fake. It's real. That's
okay.
That's what I'm doing tomorrow.
All right, I'm gonna check you out.
I was actually talking to my buddies from Ireland. I'm like, I want to get the shit that you have over there. Let me know how much it's going to cost to ship it over. I'll pay for the shipping. And then he says, he calls his brother who's living over here in the States. He goes, I know where you can get it. So he tells me, I go over, grab the case on Friday. It's ice cold. And it was just as good as I remember drinking it over there in 1998.
Nice. So you went to Ireland? You went to Ireland, Tom?
Yeah, I went to Ireland for 10 days in 1998, like the March of 98. I was there for St. Paddy's Day.
Yeah.
I was up north. We were in Cookstown.
Okay.
You ever seen that movie with Brad Pitt, The Devil's Own?
I think so.
It kind of made Cookstown famous because he actually talks. That's where he's from in the movie. But yeah, that's where I went. It was. I still talk to them guys too. I met them on the beach in the summer in '98.
Wow.
I still talk to all 4 of them or 3 of them. But now I talk to their brothers. I talk to their moms, their dad. They're good people. It's insane, but it was awesome.
Cool. Yeah, man.
As a matter of fact, we went to the bar in Fairmount, the black taxi cab. Like I think it was 3 years ago, when my one buddy Malky came over from Ireland to visit his brother, and we all met up in Fairmount. And we went to the black taxi, and that was the first time I had seen Malky since 1998.
Wow.
Crazy, and it was like I saw him yesterday. That's the one scary thing about time. Like this, well, man, this is like us being at homeroom in 1995.
This is what I was telling my wife. I was like, I haven't seen these guys in over 20 years, but we're brothers. I mean, at the end of the day, like we were together for 4 years. We went through a lot of stuff together. We learned, we grew, we lost some classmates, but it's a brotherhood. When you attend Roman or a school like that, it's really a brotherhood. You might have your differences, but we all got something in common. You know what I mean? And that's what sets that school apart. And it's, even now, man, I live in Houston, but I'm a Philadelphian. I'm a Cahalite to the core. You know what I mean? So it's just a special thing. That's one of the downsides of living here is that my son probably won't go to Roman.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I'm like, man. And the Catholic school system where I live, it's different. So I'm not really interested in private school.
It's like non-existent anymore.
Yeah, it's just, Roman was different and unique, man, because it was a private school, Catholic school, parochial, whatever, but it was an urban school. The city. This was grimy, gritty. We saw it all down there, you know what I mean? And being around people from different places, it gave it an edge, for lack of a better term. So it just was a good mix, man. But I was telling my wife, I was like, this is something that we got to do. We got to stay connected.
Damn right.
As much as we can, man.
And then so maybe for the next reveal, we'll have to get a couple more Roman guys on.
Oh, for sure. I look forward to it. I know how to get into contact with a few of them, so I'll get them through.
All right. Well, I appreciate it, man. It was a good day.
I'm going to show everybody. This is Shiner. Am I getting it on?
Yeah, I see it.
Make sure I got it. This is Shiner.
Shiner Bach. Go out, grab yourself a 6-pack, enjoy it.
Correct.
Check out both channels, and then we'll see everyone soon.
See you soon, man. Go check it out. Enjoy your weekend.
All right,
y'all have a good one.
Go Eagles.
All right, go Birds. All right, Tom, be good, man.
Yep, see it.